3 years ago, I met a man named Thomas. 54 years old, sharp-dressed, calm like a monk. We were at a small jazz bar, downtown. Across the room sat a woman, maybe 25, glowing with youthful confidence. Most older men in that room just glanced her way, then looked down at their drinks. Not Thomas. He stood up, walked over, and within 5 minutes, she was laughing like they'd known each other for years. It wasn't his looks. It wasn't his money. It wasn't any cheesy pick-up line. It was the way he carried himself. Unapologetically, unshaken. Completely grounded in who he was. Most older men make the same mistake. They try to compete with younger guys by imitating them, talk like them, dress like them, act like them, and it never works. Why? Because younger women aren't looking for another boy. They're drawn to something else, something deeper. Today, I'm going to show you exactly what that something is. There are 6 underrated principles rarely taught, often misunderstood, that separate high-value older men from the ones who always end up in the friend zone or worse, invisible. And if you apply them, not only will you stop chasing, you'll become the kind of man younger women naturally gravitate toward. Sound fair enough? Let's get into it. Principle number 1. Drop the nice guy, embrace the bold frame. 1. Drop the nice guy. Embrace the bold frame. The number 1 reason older men fail with younger women isn't their age. It's their energy. Specifically, the energy of playing it safe. You try to be polite, respectful, considerate, and you should. But somewhere along the way, you slide into the role of the nice guy. You ask her what she wants, wait for her to lead the conversation, never make physical contact, and you're overly cautious not to offend her. You're so worried about saying or doing the wrong thing that you stop being a man. And to her, it feels like talking to a friendly uncle. Comfortable, maybe. Attractive. Not a chance. You see, younger women are already surrounded by guys who play it safe. They're used to boys who tiptoe around looking for permission. But when an older man shows up, confident, decisive, unafraid to take the lead, it cuts through the noise like a blade. Not because he's aggressive, but because he's grounded. You don't need to be loud. You don't need to be slick. You just need to own the room you're in. Speak with direction. Make eye contact without looking away. First, initiate the touch lightly on the arm. Naturally, ask her out like you expect a yes, not like you're begging for one. This isn't about being arrogant. It's about holding a bold frame. A man who knows what he wants moves with intention and doesn't apologize for it. That's the energy younger women feel drawn to. Not because it's flashy, but because it's rare. But the boys ask for permission. You lead. Principle 2. Use your age as a. Principle number 2. Use your age as a filter, not a flaw. Filter, not a flaw. Most men treat their age like a dirty secret. They avoid the number, make jokes about getting old, and hope she won't notice. But here's the truth. She already knows you're older. She can see it in your face, your hands, your eyes. And that's not the problem. The real problem is that you think it's a problem. Your age is not a curse. It's a filter. It weeds out the women who aren't ready for you mentally, emotionally, or spiritually. The immature ones gone. The drama queens out. The ones looking for someone to party with every weekend. They'll move on. And that's exactly what you want. Because the right younger woman isn't looking for another boy her age. She's curious about something deeper. She's tired of being the mature one in the relationship. She wants a man who's lived, who's stable, who doesn't flinch at chaos. And if you try to hide your age, you rob her of the very thing that makes you attractive in the first place. Stop apologizing for your age. Own it. If you're 47, say it with pride. If you're 53, carry it like a badge of honor. Because when you stop trying to be younger than you are, something powerful happens. You become polarizing. Some women won't like it, and that's good. But the ones who do, they'll be drawn in deeper, faster, and harder than you expect. Your age doesn't make you less attractive. It makes you unignorable if you know how to use it. Principle number 3, take the first step. Always. Principle 3, take the first step. Always. Younger women rarely make the first move, especially when it comes to older men. Even if she finds you attractive, even if she's fantasizing about you, she likely won't say a word. Why? Because she's afraid of how others will see her. Because society still whispers, that's weird. He's too old. What's wrong with her? So, while she might steal glance or smile subtly, even linger nearby, she won't approach. And if you're sitting there waiting for some green light, some obvious signal, you'll be waiting forever. Here's the reality. If you're the older man, the ball is always in your court. You're the one who starts the conversation. You're the one who moves it forward. You're the one who initiates touch, suggests the date, takes the lead. Now, that might feel unfair, but it's not about fairness. It's about understanding the game you're in. Most older men disqualify themselves before even trying. They say she's probably not into guys my age and walk away. Meanwhile, the rare man who steps forward calmly, confidently, without hesitation, is the one who gets her attention. Remember, she may not give you permission, but that doesn't mean she's not interested. It means you have to be the one to create the spark. Don't wait for signs. Don't wait for approval. Take the first step. Always. Principle 4, build a body. Principle number 4, build a body that reflects discipline. That reflects discipline, not just youth. You don't need to look 25, but you do need to look like a man who values himself. Let's be honest, there's a reason why so many younger women lose interest in older men. Not because of wrinkles, not because of grey hair, but because of neglect, a slouched posture, a bloated gut, a sluggish walk. It doesn't say mature. It says I gave up. But here's the opportunity. When you walk into a room at 45 or 55 with a straight back, strong shoulders, and sharp energy, you don't just surprise people. You reset expectations. It's not about having six-pack abs. It's about wearing your discipline on your body. It tells her, I take care of myself. I show up. I don't let life push me around. Because youth might be attractive, but vitality is irresistible. And nothing signals vitality louder than a man who lifts heavy, eats clean, sleeps well, and moves with strength. Most guys let their bodies go as they age. You do the opposite. While others shrink, you sharpen. While they soften, you harden. This doesn't just make you more attractive, it makes you rare. And rare is powerful. So, no more excuses. No more saying, I'm too old for this. Because every rep you lift, every meal you choose wisely, every morning you show up to work on yourself, you're not just rebuilding your body, you're rebuilding your presence. Principle number 5, Be proud of being the outlier. 5. Be proud of being the outlier. Let's get something straight. Society will judge you. If you're an older man talking to a younger woman, people will stare, some will whisper, a few might call you names. But here's the twist. That's your advantage. Most older men let the fear of judgment cage them. They want approval, validation, permission. So, they stay quiet, stay invisible, and miss every opportunity because they don't want to be that guy. But the truth is, younger women don't care what society thinks as much as you do. They care about how you feel about it. If you're ashamed of the age gap, so will she. But if you own it completely, confidently, unapologetically, it gives her permission to relax into it, too. The moment you stop trying to blend in, you become the one man who stands out. And guess what? That's magnetic. Most people live in fear of standing out. But younger women are drawn to those who live on their own terms. When you become the man who doesn't flinch under pressure, who holds eye contact even when others look away, who doesn't shrink because of whispers, that's when she starts seeing you differently. You're no longer the older guy trying to get lucky. You're the man bold enough to live outside the lines. And in a world full of men seeking approval, being the outlier makes you. Principle number 6. Reinvent yourself without apology. Unforgettable. Principle 6. Reinvent yourself without apology. Most men don't get rejected by women. They get rejected by the older version of themselves, the one they refuse to outgrow. By the time you're 40, 50, even 60, you've built habits, beliefs, patterns. You have a certain way of dressing, eating, thinking, living. And even if those patterns no longer serve you, you hold onto them because they feel familiar. But younger women aren't attracted to familiar. They're drawn to growth, to freshness, to men who don't cling to the past. So, here's the truth. If you want different results, you need a different identity. You need to crush the old version of yourself. The bitter man, the insecure man, the man who says, "This is just who I am." Forget that. Start over. And do it without apology. Change your wardrobe. Improve your posture. Learn how to speak with authority. Let go of outdated ideas about women, relationships, even the world. Not for her, not for validation, but for you. Because you've outgrown who you were. And now it's time to build who you're meant to be. Reinvention isn't about pretending to be young. It's about choosing to become more powerful than you've ever been. And the man who's constantly evolving, constantly refining himself, constantly moving forward, that man doesn't chase women, he attracts them. So the question is, are you willing to let go of the version of yourself that no longer works to become the man she never saw coming, and the man who's constantly conclusion, the one shift that changes everything, evolving, constantly refining himself, constantly moving forward, that man doesn't chase women, he attracts them. So don't fall into the trap of trying to act younger or hiding who you are. You've earned your years. You've earned your scars. Now it's time to wear them with pride, not shame. Because what draws a younger woman in isn't just what you say or how you look. It's how you make her feel safe, challenged, awake. And that begins the moment you stop trying to impress and start showing up as the man you were always meant to be. If this spoke to you even just a little, drop a yes in the comments. If not, no is fine, too. I read them all. And if you're ready to step fully into that energy, the kind that doesn't fade with age, subscribe to the Stoic Golden Rule. Let's keep building this together. You're not too old, you're just getting started.